been studying about David and his reign as king. David was a great man, a man after God's own heart, but he was not perfect, as we've discussed before. He had some family issues, which I'm not going to go into detail, because it's you can read it. It's in the Bible. You can read about all his family drama, back and forth and everything. One major problem that he did have during his reign was one of his sons, named Absalom, decided he was going to be the next king. And he not only decided he was going to be the next king, but that he didn't want to wait till David died to be the king. So he hatched a plan. He went to the city gate, and when people would come into the city seeking to talk to the king because they had a problem they needed settled, or they had an issue or anything like that, he would stop them on the way in. He would hear their story, and he would say, you know, I wish I was the king, because I would appoint someone to hear your case and make sure that justice was done. And he wouldn't let anyone bow before him like you did to kings and princes and stuff in that time. He would make them stand up and shake their hands and treat them as equals. And in this way, over the course of about 3 years, he stole the hearts of Israel, so that there were a lot of people who were liking him better for king than David. So there came a time when he set up a feast, and he arranged ahead of time that at a signal, a trumpet would blow, and they would shout out that Absalom was now the king. He, of course, did not tell David he was doing this. When word got back to David that this had happened, David said, you know what, I think we better get out of here, or we're not going to be alive by tomorrow morning. So he and all his loyal officials gathered up, and they left. He did have one official who went to go with him. Then he said, you know what, if you come with me, I'll have to feed you like I do everybody else. You would be a greater strength to me if you stayed here and you told Absalom that you just want to serve the king, whoever the king is, and you be his advisor, because you've been my advisor, you've been a great advisor. You tell Absalom you want to be his advisor, and in this way, he can be a double agent, and I can find out what's going on in the court. The 2 priests came, and they brought the Ark of the Covenant with them, and David said, you know what, I don't want to take the Ark with me. I want you to take it back home. If it's God's will, I'll come back to Jerusalem, and I'll get to worship God again at the sanctuary, at the tabernacle. But I want you and your sons to kind of hang around so that your sons can bring me a message if I need it, and can tell me what's going on. So David went out to hide, to get well away from Absalom, to save his life and the life of all his loyal court officials. Absalom came in. He had 2 advisors. He had the one that David had sent back, and he had another advisor. And the one advisor said, what you need to do is you need to gather as many armed men as you can right this instant, go chase your father, and while he's tired, catch him and kill him. The double agent said, no, that's stupid advice. What you need to do, you know, your dad's he's not a novice at war, and he's not going to be with the big crowd of people that left here. He's going to be hiding all alone. So what you need to do is take the time to call all of Israel together and build a whole army to go after David. And
excessive.
and then, because David's an experienced warrior, and so you need a whole army to go after him. And that's the wise thing to do. And Absalom chose the double agent's plan. The other guy went and burned his house down with him inside of it, killed himself, because his advice wasn't taken. You probably shouldn't be quite that sensitive. Anyway, after the guy the double agent gave Absalom the advice, he went and told the priest's sons what he had said, and what the other guy had said. They went out and they ran to David to take him the message, to tell him what was going on, so he'd be prepared. So they put a little extra energy in their feet, and they got over the brook. They got far enough away that they were safe for the night. And you know, the story is too long to go on and finish it, so I had intended to do the whole story of Absalom, but it's too long. So we will leave David hiding in the wilderness from his son. Absalom's running the country. Everything's a mess. There's a guy who's throwing rocks at David, and David won't let his people go kill him. He says, I don't know, maybe God will bless me because of this guy's cussing at me and throwing rocks at me. I don't know. Leave him alone for now. So we're going to leave David there, all in distress, all hiding, and we're going to sing a song. Happiness is to know the Savior living alive within His